what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome back to a new episode of the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. How everybody doing? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and we back up in the building, man. We back. Hey, yo, man, we got a bunch to talk about wrestling here on the 1130 podcast this week. But before I dive in, man, I want to give a shout out once again to Sam Mitchell for being a part of the 1130 podcast Talk Pro Wrestling last week. It was an honor. He was my first guest. Man, we chatted it up, man. He did a WrestleMania trivia. I think he missed one of them, WrestleMania 23 main event, John Cena and Shawn Michaels. But other than that, just also putting autism awareness out there. Also, very cool show, very dope show, man. Shout out to Sam Mitchell, and also go check out his podcast. Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast is very, very cool. But once again, man, how everybody doing, man? We're gonna talk about wrestling, man, and just been a interesting week. Also, we're going to recap both weeks of the Great American Bash and both weeks of Fyter Fest, which they were awesome. Very, very awesome. But we're going to start off for SmackDown this past week, man. Interesting SmackDown. Started off with Matt Riddle, bro. Yeah, my man Matt Riddle coming out. Michael Cole interviewing Matt Riddle, getting the WWE Universe. Trying to, wanting everybody to get to know Matt Riddle. That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't know Matt Riddle, man, I guess you've been hiding under a rock, or maybe just haven't watched NXT. And there's some people out there that don't watch NXT, man. I just don't see how you watch NXT. But hey, Matt Riddle had a one-on-one match with John Morrison, which was a fabulous match, cool match, man. But Matt Riddle went over on John Morrison. Cool matchup that was. Also, we had AJ Styles defend the Intercontinental Championship against Drew Gulak. AJ putting the title up for grabs. Dope match this was, man. Shout out to AJ Styles, man. He's just a phenomenal superstar, man. Luckily, he didn't put up the title a couple of weeks ago against Matt Riddle, because Matt Riddle would have been the Intercontinental Champion. I think that would have been a cool thing to do. But since all the old speak out things were going on, even though I think SmackDown was already pre-taped at that point, not too many superstars debuted and won the title. I remember Carlito, he debuted on SmackDown against John Cena and won the United States Championship. Young me was, couldn't believe that. I was like, this rookie comes in and beat. But that would have been cool. But AJ Styles retains the Intercontinental Championship. Also, we seen the SmackDown Women's Champion in action, and also one half of the Women's Tag Team Champ, Bayley Doe Straps. She went one-on-one with Alexa Bliss. What was a cool match for the time being, for the moment, until it ended in a DQ and blah, 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 blah. But I'm really digging Bayley. I don't know about anybody out there, man. I'm really digging her, man. It seemed like, Sasha came back and, they just in their little zone, and not even in the zone, man. It's like, this time right now is for people to thrive. You got guys like Roman Reigns is not here. Some of the women maybe, not on the shows. A lot of people probably are not due to the pandemic, and a lot of people may be stuck, elsewhere. But man, this is the time for people to come out and thrive, man, and just shine, man. Shine. I'm gonna get a little bit more into that later on. Shinsuke Nakamura went one-on-one with Kofi Kingston. One part of the New Day Rocks. But Nakamura defeated Kofi Kingston, and it looks like next Friday, tomorrow night on SmackDown, we're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro take on Kofi Kingston and Big E, the New Day, for the tag team championships. That's going to be a cool matchup right there. Seems like Cesaro, man, he could just be tag team partners with anyone and win tag team champs. That remind me of Kane. Kane was like a guy who was teaming with a lot of people, and he won multiple tag team championships. To close out SmackDown, we kind of had a BS segment or whatever, but Sheamus toasted Jeff Hardy or whatever that was supposed to be. I don't know, but I was watching Jeff Hardy on the bump. Jeff Hardy was kind of referring to this storyline when he and CM Punk did this back in 2009. I believe it was 2009. So yeah, that was that, I guess. But we're gonna move on. But yeah, man, I don't really understand it, man. I just want Jeff to come back, and if this is gonna be his last big run, which I feel as though it's gonna be for a lot of people because of the pandemic and how WrestleMania turned out. I think a lot of people, are still kind of hanging on, especially the vets, for that, until everything, go by, because WWE need these guys, because a lot of other guys are not working right now. We ain't got Cena. Randy Orton is killing it. Roman, he's home with his family. He's, he got the right. He's pulling out of this right now. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. Really, really crazy. And, The Undertaker is another one. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to say for a moment, you guys, before I move on to Monday Night Raw. The Undertaker's Last Ride, Chapter 5 documentary or docu-series or whatever you want to call it. Everybody blew it out of proportion, in my opinion. He didn't literally say he retired. He didn't say it out his mouth. He was kind of like going back and forth, and he kind of like, I don't have no desire, I'm going to have to think about it, and, he didn't say he retired, and he always said, he always, put that, saying in WWE, never say never. So I think The Undertaker is just, he's going to come back next year if everything in this pandemic is, slowed down, and, we could, have big events in stadiums again. I think he's coming back next year, and that's going to be a wrap. That's how I believe it. And if it's not next year, it's going to be the year prior to that. But yeah, I think it's a wrap though. Yeah. So, hey, but yo, man, we're gonna move on here on the 11:30 podcast. Talk pro wrestling. Monday Night Raw this past week, guys. What did you guys think of it? Cause I'm gonna tell you my opinion for sure. Monday Night Raw this past week, man. In my opinion, man, for real, this was actually the better Raw in some time. The better Raw, man. And I'm gonna tell you why for a minute, because I was washing clothes. And me washing clothes was the better part of Monday Night Raw in some time. You got it right. But yeah, I was washing clothes, man. Monday Night Raw came out, and I was like, okay, cool. We starting out with the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre, man. Talk less, Claymore. And out comes Dolph, and I'm like, okay, they doing their little thing, Dolph talking about, it should have been me. It should have been me, And I'm just taking clothes out the washing machine, and I turn around, and I couldn't believe who I saw. Heath Slater. I said, OMG, are you serious? Now, this whole thing back a couple of months ago, that Black Wednesday, man, it was just for the reserving, some people, just putting people off for a little bit, man, because Heath came back. Who else came back that was fired out the order? Drake Maverick, Kurt Angle, man, it's so many, though. Bring back Mike Chioda, the referee, the senior referee, man. That was my man. Bring him back. But, man, it's crazy, though. Some others, went elsewhere, but yeah, man, that was really, really cool to see that. I really love that opening, man. And, just Heath telling, man, what was you, man? And Heath talking about, man, I got 20, all I got is 2 kids. Let me get it right. All I got is 2 kids. Not what the world thinks that I got 22 kids. You feel me? Like, Man, he said, man, it's real out here. And you felt that, man, because it was real. It's a pandemic. You feel me? Like, and motherfuckers are on the unemployment line, even though it is, coming down. But, man, it's real. And I felt that. That was dope. And how they went immediately to that commercial break. And, came back. And I felt real sorry because I was like, okay, if they really about to push my man Heath Slater, if they really about to give him a push, okay. And then Claymore, 1, 2, 3, and then, Dolph turns on Heath. Man, you didn't get the job done, man. Oh, whatever. And then, the whole little friendship afterwards. That was pretty cool. But I hope to see more of Heath Slater in the coming months. Another one that came back, but she wasn't released, though, but she returned to Monday Night Raw. Kairi Sane went one-on-one with Sasha Banks. Dope match, really, really dope match. Did not like the whole DQ, of course, same DQ finish, just different opponent. That happened on SmackDown. Sasha and Bayley, they just trying to protect what's theirs. But yeah, shout out to Kairi Sane for returning. Also, KO show returned on Monday Night Raw with guests, the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins came out there just to use the KO platform, just to challenge Rey Mysterio to a match at Extreme Rules, the Horror Show. Why the hell are they calling it the Horror Show? Like, WWE just can't keep just shit simple. They just really gotta overdo it. Now I say, if anybody pays attention, probably more than I do, one thing they really have changed is the graphics. We had Backlash, we had Money in the Bank. All these graphics were changed. Usually they would use the same graphics. So I really like that though. But KO back. Seth, KO's back on the. He's back. He had the KO show. Seth Rollins challenging Rey Mysterio to a match of the Extreme Rules. They accept. But Seth Rollins and his disciples attacked Aleister Black before the KO show, and it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black taking on Seth Rollins and Murphy, but instead it was Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins and Murphy. Awesome tag team match, man. I'm really loving the whole Monday Night Messiah and everything, man. He's just into it, man. I've never seen Seth Rollins really going this way, to be honest with you. I really did. I never really seen him, just, okay, man, I'm gonna be a god, but it's cool, man. It's really, really cool, really dope. But also, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy will win over Rey Mysterio and KO. Also, Monday Night Raw, Bobby and MVP. I love this duo, man. I really love it, especially MVP as he, building Bobby up like he's a monster. It's kind of like the comparison, in my opinion, is in AEW with Taz and Brian Cage. We have a cross promotion match, Taz with Brian Cage with Taz versus Bobby with MVP. Who win that? Who will win that? With the FTW title on the line and the United States Championship on the line, who will win? But Bobby MVP defeated Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. What a matchup that was. Cool, dope matchup. But before that, we got a reveal of the new United States Championship. And what do you guys think? In my opinion, it looks nice. I really couldn't, I really want to see after the show went off. I really didn't, look it up and, get some good pictures. But look cool to me, I think with everything going on in the country, it kind of put a force to their hand to change it, put some change in, But it's crazy though. They change it and a black guy, he's the champion, and they change it. Yeah. But hey man, new title. Also, Randy Orton, the Viper. Oh man, he is in the zone, you guys, man. Like I said, he is in the zone. Orton team with Angel Garza and Andrade to take on the Big Show and the Viking Raiders. A part of that match, in that 6-man tag team match, Angel Garza was, I guess, getting a little too hot for himself, but Randy Orton pulled him to the side outside the ring, and that was really intense. Like, man, all these guys, well, Angel Garza and Andrade, third generational superstars. Randy Orton saying, I give you a little bit of respect because of that. And also he's a third generation superstar himself. So him, pulling Angel Garza to the side before that commercial break, I thought was really cool. But Randy, man, he is in his zone, man. But Randy, Angel Garza, and Andrade defeated Big Show and the Viking Raiders. Also, in our main event for Monday Night Raw, we seen Asuka go one-on-one with Bayley Doe-Straps. Man, Bayley Doe-Straps just all over the place, man. Just all over the place. Asuka defeated Bayley Doe-Straps which was an awesome women's match, man. It just seems like the women have just been main eventing Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. And not saying it's a bad thing, because it surely ain't, man. This couldn't happen 10 years ago. But, man, dope match to conclude Monday Night Raw, which I feel, though, it was the better Raw. And it's a couple of months, to be honest with you. In a couple of months. But you guys, man, I hope you guys are enjoying the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. I just want to say, man, head over, if you listen to this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your support of the 1130 podcast. If you listen to this, wherever you listen to podcasts, of course, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, go ahead and follow me. Leave a review. Give me a 5-star rating. I appreciate it. Also, you guys, man, listener support here at the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, listener support. I appreciate it so much. Just go click on the link in the description where it says listener support, and you can support this podcast with 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month. That's listener support here for the 1130 podcast. You guys, man, sit tight. I'm going to take a quick 60-second break, and I'll be right back. You heard?
When it comes to growing your podcast, it's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast, all in one place with Anchor.
You guys, welcome back here to the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Hey, yo, we're going to move in. I told you guys, man, we're going to talk about AEW FYTER FEST, the 2-week event, also the 2-week event of the Great American Bash. But we're going to start with AEW, man. It's hot. It's really hot, man. Night 1, we seen last week MJF and Warlord take on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Great tag team match to start out FYTER FEST. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus taking the victory. Also, we seen Kushida defend her AEW Women's Championship against Penelope Ford. I was thinking Penelope Ford was going to actually win this. Did I? Penelope Ford. Yeah, I was kind of like rooting for her though. But Kushida won that. Shout out to her. Also, we seen Cody defend the TNT Championship against Jake Yeager. Cody, man, is just the American champion right now, basically. Man, he's doing his thing, man, coming out there each week defending his championship. But next week on AEW Fight for the Fallen, Cody will be defending the TNT Championship also again next week. But he defeated Jake Yeager which was a cool dope match, and night one of Fighter Fest. Also, you guys, we seen Private Party, who were to go on to face the AEW Tag Team Champions in night 2. But that's only if the champions could defeat the Best Friends. But Private Party defeated Santana and Ortiz, so they are set. They got a victory going into their championship matchup. In our main event of night 1, we seen Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page take on the Best Friends, and Kenny and Hangman Adam Page successfully defended the AEW World's Tag Team Championship, and that means it will be Private Party versus Kenny Omega in night 2, in which would not disappoint. And we kick off night 2, which was last night. Night 2, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page went tag team match, not one-on-one, but a tag team match for the tag team championships against Private Party. I'm really loving this Private Party. Shots. I'm loving them, man. They're my guys, man. They're really my guys, man. But they came up a little bit short in the title match. But Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page don't seem like they are, going anywhere as tag team champs right now. But they retained their titles. Lance Archer went one-on-one with the bad boy, Joey Janela. And Lance Archer defeated Joey Janela, man. I'm really loving AEW with all these managers, man. With all these managers, we seen Nyla Rose come out there and just, of course, because she break bitches. And she talking about she's gonna have a manager too. She ain't want to reveal it just yet, but she talking about she gonna have a manager. Any speculations who her manager may be? But also Taz, badass man, talking about managers, man. He's the manager of Brian Cage. Like I was saying earlier, who do you think will win? Brian Cage versus Bobby. Bobby, with MVP in Bobby's corner, Taz in Brian Cage corner, of course, for the United States Championship in the FTW title. But speaking of the FTW title, man, hey, you guys, man, I'm kind of lost. What was the FT title, man? Am I behind on something? What is it? But I guess cool. Brian Cage is the new FTW champion. Also, Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade, and was the match of the night, man. Oh my goodness, man, was the match of the night. That whole Canadian Destroyer, man, from off the ropes into when they were on the floor. Oh man, that was so freaking sick, you guys, man. That was so fucking dope, bro. That was really dope. But Lucha Bros, the Butcher and the Blade defeated FTR and the Young Bucks. Also, man, we seen Dark Order and Colt Cabana defeat SCU. It seems like Colt Cabana is really getting into this whole winning thing with Mr. Brody Lee, as he may call him. But hey, see how that goes right there. Also, we seen in the main event of Fyter Fest, Chris Jericho goes one-on-one with Orange Cassidy. And, of course, Le Champion defeated Orange Cassidy, and which was very entertaining, man. Fyter Fest was really good. Really good. But that whole 8-man tag team match, in my opinion, stole the fucking show. Stole it. But, you guys, NXT, you guys, man, for night 1, Great American Bash, it was a fatal 4-way elimination match to determine who's going to be the number 1 contender for the NXT. I'm all over the place. NXT Women's Championship. Tegan Nox wins, so she's the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai, look out. Also, we seen a hard-hitting match. Timothy Thatcher defeated Oni Lorcan, which was a good solid match, you guys. Good solid match. Rhea Ripley wins her handicap match. That guy, man, I can't even think of his name, but he is entertaining. He is very entertaining, but yeah. Dexter Lumis versus Roderick Strong in a strap match. Dope match up that was. It was NXT first strap match. Cool to see that. Cool to see that, man. Very cool. But Dexter Lumis defeated Roderick Strong. Also, Io Shirai took on the boss, Sasha Banks, and she went on to defeat Io Shirai went on to defeat Sasha Banks in that one. But then we have night 2, you guys. Candice LeRae, man, I'm loving. My man Sam Mitchell was on the show last week. He said he loved Seth Rollins' theme song. I really love Candice LeRae's new theme song. It's badass though. But Candice LeRae defeated Mia Yim in a street fight. Dope matchup that was. Also, Bronson Reed defeated Tony Nese. Cool matchup. Really cool matchup. And another matchup that I was thinking that was going to steal the show too, that potential, and it quite well did. Johnny Gargano versus Swerve Scott. I want to see that again. Johnny Gargano defeated Swerve Scott, in which it was a dope matchup. Man. Also, Santos Escobar team defeated Breezango and Drake Maverick, and Mercedes Martinez made her debut and defeated Santino Garrett. And in our main event, we see Keith Lee become double champion. Congratulations to Keith Lee, man. I appreciate that, man. You did it, my guy. You did it. That was real cool. You know it was. That was really, really cool, man. The whole pyros and the confetti and everything. The whole thing. That was real cool, man. Keith Lee, new NXT champion. Also, he's the North American champion. Shout out to Keith Lee. Hey, you guys, man, I'm about to head on out of here. I appreciate you guys stopping by, checking me out. This is the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me. Man, this your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on the wheels. I appreciate everybody, all the love, man. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm out.